Wow. Okay. Wow. I've been muted this whole time. Can you hear me now? Please tell me you can hear me now. Okay. So I've talked this whole time and no one could hear me. No wonder no one was responding. Oh boy. Oh boy, boy. So apparently XSplit, when it updated, removed all my GoXLR inputs. So thanks, XSplit. Now I gotta add all of this back. Okay, one moment, everyone, and then I will talk and re-go over everything I just went over, and I'm gonna have to cut out the first 20 minutes. Oh boy. Yeah, I can build a FiveM server, I just I can't do it correctly, which is really annoying. Oh boy. Alright, you should be able to hear me on my proper mic now. And there it goes. I leaked my stupid email again. Oh, every day it's something new. Alright. Then I need to get system so you guys can hear music. Please let me know if you can hear the music now. Then you need the game audio. And then you need chat audio. And then you need the music audio. Oh boy. Okay, can you hear all the audio files now? You may be able to hear everything now. Theoretically. Can you hear game? I can't even hear the game. Oh boy, this day. This day is going weird. Wait, you guys can hear game? Because I can't hear the game. What in the world? No, FiveM doesn't even have an input or output. Game. Input. Chat. Not the game. Can you hear it now? Let me know if you could hear the game now. Hello, welcome. Sorry for the rough start, everybody. I didn't realize I was muted. Okay, so you can hear the music, you can hear me, and you can hear the game. Does it all sound decently leveled? Because I lost all my settings for leveling too. So hopefully it sounds decent for everything. And then we can just continue on where we were. Yes, everything's good. Welcome, Ben. I guess you're going to be our moderator if you're going to hang around for a bit. I was muted the whole first 10 minutes of the stream, so, you know. All right, everything sounds decent. That's a good thing. Note to self, always check audio before starting a live stream. Okay. Well, what I was saying before no one could hear me, which would make sense why no one was responding in chat, is we are working on just some random FiveM stuff today. I was going to start with Christmas resources. Clearly, we were on a frozen lake in Mirror Park. And then I'm going to take a look at anything you guys want me to take a look at pretty much outside of like core installs and stuff. So if there's anything you want exactly me to cover, please let me know, because we could talk about it. All right. So we should be good to go, technically. So this resource, pretty much what it does, getting back into what we were supposed to be doing, is this just freezes over Mirror Park. It's an updated version of one that we covered last year, or a new version of one we covered last year. That just adds a couple more things around the place. I think this one looks a little bit nicer than the clear blue ice that was there last year. So cool resource. I think you can drive on it. We'll spawn a vehicle and see what happens. If it sounds different on my mic or anything today, please let me know. I am standing up. I'm not sitting down. I'm on my standing desk today. I redid my whole setup so it actually works. So hopefully it sounds decent. And you can see the handling on the ice is going to be obviously very slippery, which is pretty cool. I like how that's realistic. And then obviously when you get off the ice, it's not going to be that. So Very cool resource. It works pretty well. It's a MLO YMAP install, so hopefully you use it for your server and whatever else you're doing. And so sounds like the last VC. What did we do in the last VC? What did I do? I don't remember. Can you make a military server and like all of the resources and all that? I'll give you $300. So here's the thing with me doing custom work for people and like installing work for people. We've had problems with FiveM's TOS and their team, where I talked about this a little in the last live stream, but they've told me we can't offer those types of services for paid work, though others are doing it, and stuff like that. But I've been now told by Tebex and a couple others is if I go through them, it would be allowed. So I am looking into options for us to accept paid work for FiveM. I just need some time to talk to all of the parties and figure out what is and isn't allowed legally. So possibly I can do that once we figure out a little bit more about what the rules are going to be for us, at least, if that makes sense. But it's been a confusing aspect for us to do paid FiveM work, but you know, we go a day at a time here. So you said you have a frozen Alamo Sea? Do you have a link to it? But in terms of a military server resources, I can tell you right now, you just want to find as many like military YMAPs you have, and then you can set up a loadout script to give you just military weapons when you load in. Just have them spawn at different points, do stuff like that. There's plenty of resources like that. But yeah, if you have the link to Alamo Sea or the name of it, let me know and I can search for it. It may not let you post the link. YouTube may block it. If it does that, just give me the name on the forums or the download link that it gives you. Mods, I'm glad that the videos are helping. I spend quite a lot of time on doing the full videos, and I am glad you're enjoying them. We're trying to get a little bit more into the gaming side of stuff too, but a lot of people actually prefer the tutorial side, so we're not going to put those anywhere. They're just going to continue coming out. But there's going to be tutorials are going to be more live stream based. So make sure to watch the live streams because I'm going to do requests that people put in chat for installs. But the full videos aren't going anywhere. They're just going to be a little less frequent, and they're going to be mixed with 5PD and NRP. But I am glad you're enjoying them. They just take a while to make. I did mention this in the last stream as well. But there is the old author and the old director of ESX decided to leave the community. There's a new director of ESX and stuff, but if you were wanting any of his old resources, he added a whole one to all of the in-progress ones or his old ones. So just something you could look at if you're interested. You thought it was free. It comes with NVE. I have NVE. I guess I didn't put it in. Maybe I'll do it for Christmas. Put an army tank. Let's look for an army tank. Tank. Not a lot under tank. There's a police tank. Is this like put like police lights on the tank? Oh, that's so stupid. Oh, that is so stupid. Why would you have police lights on the tank? Oh boy. That's beyond stupid. I have a default EUP pack, I think, installed. I don't have EUP installed. Maybe we'll install an EUP. To do that. I haven't done EUP in a while. But I don't have Patreon. But I do have under 8 slots. I guess we could do this. Let me look at some other questions. 2 amazing videos. Thank you. I'm glad that you've been able to learn how to install ESX, plus your databases, plus OX-MySQL, plus all the inventories, and now you're working on a nice car pack. Glad I could help with all of that. It was a lot of videos, I think, but very cool. I'm having trouble making myself admin on QB core server with Zap hosting. Could anybody help? They said to give myself permission in QB admin. So I don't use QB core myself, but a few things that I would recommend doing. Any of your user identities, when you first log into a QB server, the first user should be given admin by default. If you don't, you can probably manually set it in the database in one of the rows, the user table. That's where I would recommend looking. I don't know what QB admin is, but my assumption would be it connects to your database. So their support should be able to do it for you if it includes the database. If I remember correctly, Zap hosting is normally pretty good about that. But if that doesn't work, let me know. I'm having trouble installing a custom roleplay server that I bought yesterday. So here's the thing. Pre-made servers are an interesting way of going. Because it could be so many different things with it. Even if it's running locally, there could be updates and everything else. That's why I don't recommend buying pre-made servers. Plus, I don't even know if they're technically allowed. I guess they technically are. But what part are you having trouble with? Are you kind of like stuck on the starting up of it? Is it a resource? Is it a database? Like, kind of what are you stuck at? All right. You bought it off of a FiveM store? Okay, well, it does depend which one you ended up getting, because I know there's a lot of third-party stores, so I would take a look at their install instructions, but if it's not working, then you're probably best off reaching out to them for support, because I've never seen anyone sell a server before, at least not officially through Tevex or whatever. You're stuck at installing it? Yeah, so the best bet would be to reach out to the people who sold it, because they're going to be the ones that could help with it, because they know what it is. Unfortunately, it's not a resource or anything, so it's not something I can download on my end. But it's probably going to be a thing that they're going to have to fix on their end. All right. I'm going to look for any other EUPs. We've covered this one a couple times. Let's see if there's any other EUPs. There's a lot of leaked server files people sell. Can we get over that, please? Like, it's just, at this point, come on, people. All right. So this is like the full EUP, I think. Oh yeah, this does require a client install. How long do you need to be here to be a moderator? So the way our moderator system works on YouTube is most of the people who are moderators in chat also work for me on our Minecraft side. But it is a case-by-case basis depending on the need for the chat. If you are here for a bunch of streams, you hang out in Discord, you may get moderator on the stream. Most of the cases, though, is if you work for me for my Minecraft-sided stuff, you automatically have moderator in here. But it does depend on what we end up doing. Yeah, you always have to be careful with what you buy. Do I have a video on to set up OX inventory? I do not. Everybody keeps asking about OX inventory. But I don't think I use it on any of... I don't think it's standalone. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. Where did my mouse go? I don't think it's standalone. I think it's like... Unless it is standalone. No, QB Core ESX Legacy. So yeah, I don't have any of those cores installed. But they do have documentation. So if you're having a problem, I would recommend going through their documentation and make sure you're following every single step. That's very important. All right, if this is a client side thing, does this require a client side install? I'm wondering if this does. We'll see. Do you use iCloud hosting? Iceland? It's hard to see from my viewpoint here. I don't use any hosting service. I would use, if I was to use any host at all, I would use a dedicated host. I wouldn't use a paid host like that. Yeah, our own machines, like Ben's saying, we don't use anything on. I don't understand how this resource works. Interesting. Yeah, so this just you do require client side, so I'm not gonna do anything client side. Are you going to play the new wall car? New war call? What do you mean by that? I'm confused by that sentence. They have bad hosting. I always recommend hosting on your own machines if you can afford it. Okay. Hopefully you're doing well. Oh, there's a lot of guns today. All right, I'm just wondering, how much does one of these cost? I'm just interested because 7, what is that? Like 7 euros to Ben, you can convert. You guys use euros over there. 7 euros to USD. They must be like rolling in money. I don't get how people price stuff on here. But that's my personal view. You don't use euros? Oh. Oh yeah, you don't use euros anymore. Forgot about that. You never use euros? I swear you guys use euros at some point. Interesting. I guess my brain's just dead today. Which is very possible. It's been a long day. Paleto Bay remaster. Let's take a look at this. Spain sounds cool. Maybe I'll go to Spain at some point. I'm trying to think of where I should travel in the world. I want to go back to London. I've been there like once when I was little. Same with Paris. I don't know. There's a couple places I want to go. There's a lot of places in the US too I want to go. But you know. There's an Eiffel Tower MLO. I have to look this one up. Did this one? Because you said it replaces the main bank. This one doesn't replace the main bank, but that's interesting for sure. So this MLO for Paleto Bay adds an interesting like middle of the street tree thing that looks really unnatural, but maybe the city just decided to do it. It adds a crane to the part. I do like the crane add-on. Adds street lights. It is very dark over there, so I'm glad they have street lights. Yeah, $10 US. Okay, so people are charging a fortune for everything. Very good to know. And the Paleto Bay thing. All right, we'll install this. That sounds cool. See, we sell Minecraft stuff, and like our most expensive thing is pretty much $10.99, and that gets you like a full core system. But if I was selling, if we put FiveM prices, that would be like $150. So I'm confused at how FiveM developers price their stuff, but that's just my point of view. Maybe it's because of the gigantic fees that FiveM takes. I closed out of everything. I should not have done that. Let me fix that. Where did I put it? I don't remember. I'm losing my brain today, everybody. Here it is. Alright. Made it to our resources folder. Yeah, it's like a server side. It's like a plugin or a resource for Minecraft that runs different game modes on it. We don't sell Minecraft itself now. Alright. We'll just drag this in our resources folder. Go to our server.cfg. Edit with Notepad++. Ensure the name of the resource. And I'm going to see if this crashes us. Let's see. It did not. All right. Let's go to Paleto Bay. Hello, my friend. I have one question for you. What is the name of the script to display the status in the lower right corner, Alt B? I hope you can understand what I mean. I'm from Indonesia. Cool. Alt B. That, I'm not 100% sure what you're talking about. The lower right-hand corner? Like, Alt B. Alt B doesn't do anything. Are you sure it's the bottom right-hand corner? Alright. So we have these little things in the middle of the streets, which look pretty cool. A lot more trees around Paleto, which is also pretty nice. I think it actually looks better. I don't agree with the things in the middle. I think they should be like built into the ground. But it does look pretty cool. I do like the crane. The crane is a nice add-on. I wonder if we can climb up, but we'll try that in a second. And then they added street lights over here. Very cool. I like the street lights. All right, let's go up the crane. Oh, I also like how you have cones here now. That seems more realistic. Oh, NPCs. Oh, poor NPCs. All right. Oh, looks like you can climb up the crane. Let's go up to the top. For like a job or something ID for player. I don't think I've ever had that on my servers, but a HUD script would be what you would be looking for. It would be a HUD script that displays the information you want. There's 1,000 of them on the forums. But yes, that would be some sort of HUD script. All right. You can climb to the top of the crane. Where do I buy Minecraft? Like, where do I buy, like, the copy of Minecraft? My copy of Minecraft came from their website. Or do you mean, like, our plugins? There's a lot of different things that could mean. Yeah, you can get either a player HUD or a car HUD. Some have both. It just depends on what you're doing. NFO server, do you mean like our... Oh, the server stuff we sell. Ben will send a link to our Minecraft Market. It used to be called Minecraft Market link, which has most of our stuff on there. There's quite a lot of stuff, but it's, you know, a lot of people use it for Minecraft stuff. Obviously, if you're not doing Minecraft, don't buy it, but there's some cool stuff. We do a lot of free stuff over on, Spigot and MC too. Oh my God, I'm gonna fall. Why can't I just fall off the screen? That would be funny. All right. Let's be very careful. No, you will not get Minecraft if you buy the resource. The resource is a external... I fell. The resource is external to Minecraft itself. So you don't get Minecraft if you buy the resource. You have to have Minecraft, you have to have a server on Minecraft, and then you can use our resources. All right. Do 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 do. We went over jet ski racing last time. There's so many resources today, though. So many resources. Route 68 forest map. We went over that as well. So I looked for a military pack. I didn't see any on FiveM. I'll do another search though. Which do you think is currently being used, QB Core or ESX? Like being used across the FiveM community the most? QB Core, 100%. It went down a little bit in the last couple months, but QB Core is for sure more popular right now than ESX. Actually, I think I can show you. Hold on one second. I can show you based off our video statistics alone. But I gotta open up on another screen, otherwise I'm gonna leak everything in the world, which I would prefer not to do. I prefer not to leak everything for the third day in a row. I've already leaked my emails. I've already leaked pretty much everything. Actually, ESX videos are getting more views, but QB Core, as far as I know, has more resources out for it right now. I wish I could hide the revenue on YouTube so I couldn't, because I'm not allowed to post that, so. I'm only going to do FiveM ready scripts today. Things on GTA, like mods and stuff like that on those websites, they normally aren't FiveM ready. They're normally designed for single player. They have to be converted to be FiveM ready. Anyone knows where the texture bug, where it starts showing different textures? Jay, do you mean for like EUP stuff? Or do you mean server stuff? Everybody... What Ben's asking is, are you local hosting it on your computer? Are you doing it on a server host? How do you have it set up? Because it does, you have to do some steps if you're hosting it locally. There is an MLO for a military base police station, which we have covered that in a video. Localhost home hosted. So you do need to port forward if you want your friends to join your server. You have to port forward your port 30120 through your ISP or your router. So it does require an extra step by port forwarding your ports. I don't recommend doing it for a production server. I recommend hosting it online for production servers, but it is possible. You do need a port forward though. That is what you have to do. Like server side, the buildings will show the graphics / textures from another building. I've never heard of that happening, and I've never seen it myself. But a couple things I would recommend you can try to do. One, I would try to recommend your server artifacts are up to date. Two, you don't have MLOs that change the graphics outside of buildings. Or if you do, try to remove them one by one and see if the issue goes away. The next one is if you're using a graphics pack, maybe ask if it changes the graphics of the buildings, because that could be also a cause. QB Core is really cool, but it's hard to find tutorials because many people still use ESX. Yeah, ESX still is very widely used, and it's also actively developed. But QB Core does seem to be where people are moving to if they don't like ESX nowadays. How do you hide your IP? You cannot. There's no hiding your IP when you're hosting a server. You could put it behind a domain name, but even behind a domain name, you're going to be able to search for an IP. That doesn't change anything. If you want to hide your IP, you have to host a server on a server host off of your computer. Yeah, normally MLOs are in conflict if you're having graphics issues like that. So anyone can find it. If you would have to give them your IP for them to connect to the server anyway. And if you have it set up to a custom domain name, they would need to find the IP anyway. So let me show you this real quick. Just to put it in perspective, right? You can any domain name in the whole world, any domain name, you can just find online. So let's find ours, BGHDDevelopment.com. You can do this, and it's going to return your IP address. So it just returned Cloudflare's IP. So we have some stuff going on with Cloudflare for our sites, so our IPs aren't exposed. But you can find an IP of any server where it's being bounced off of just by searching it online. So if you're hosting it locally, you're going to have to know your IP is going to be out there. So emptying your cache isn't really a thing you need to do anymore, technically. FiveM's kind of made it useless, so it's going to be a server-side problem. Then Gaming, how are you? I'm all right. How are you doing? And if you want to use a VPN or Warp, Cloudflare Warp is the best. You can do that while connecting to servers. That's not going to protect you if you're hosting your own, though. But then again, some servers use IPs to track player data and stuff. So in that case, you'd want to use your actual IP. All right. Let's look at some top resources this month. See what else is going on. Ice cream. I like ice cream. Oh my god, there's actual flavors too. That's funny. It's a pack of ice cream props. That's awesome. Who likes ice cream? Then Gaming says, I'm good. Thanks for all these tutorials and explanations. They're really helpful. I am glad that they're very helpful. I try to make as many as I can realistically with school and work and everything. So I'm glad they are helping though. Do I know any of free hosting? You're not going to get free hosting. It does not exist. Local hosting is the only way you can host for free. Nothing is ever free. A good lesson for life. It's always costing someone something. All right. There's a lot of cool resources out there nowadays. Zap hosting is going to be your cheapest option, theoretically. But also the only legal option is zap hosting. Most people use zap hosting if you can't afford a VPS. But I think they're pretty expensive still. Well, let's take a look at it. I don't mind looking at it. I can complain about their website while we look at it. So, FiveM. They start at $8.14. Well, they got more expensive. So, why do they do this? See, I don't understand why servers don't do this. It's ridiculous. Well, let's say you're just going to go with default Linux server. It doesn't matter if you're Linux or Windows. I don't know why they separate that. I like how you click it. It doesn't work. God, this site is so badly made. I'm sorry. Okay, you gotta click up, apparently. So you pay extra. Do you pay extra? You pay extra for a different location. Doesn't make sense to me. You only get 10 slots. How much is if you want like 32 is like the default for FiveM? You're paying an extra $17 a month for just slots. Oh my god. This is completely overvalued. You don't even get your own IP address. How much is an IP? $3. To look at your DDoS overview, it costs money. That's kind of ridiculous. How much do they have? Let's check their dedicated servers. I want to see what their dedicated servers look like. Wait, $39 for a dedicated server when you're charging more than that for a FiveM server. This is like the weirdest configuration I've ever seen of a server host. Like your top dedicated server, 256 gigs of RAM, 2 terabyte hard drives for $182. Now let's compare that. Let's say you wanted to do full slots. Yeah, I get it. Go away. You can't even go up to 200 to enough RAM. So you're already low on RAM. Premium memory. You're going to pay $1,000 a month compared to their dedicated configuration where you're only paying $182. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. Sorry, Zap Hosting, but I don't know what you guys are going on about there. I should check out ND framework. I've heard a lot about it. I'll do a video on it at some point soon. Yeah, so anything that lets you make cash in game is going to be a resource that is required with a core of some sort. Host your server on a friend's PC. Just make the friend host it. That's a way to do it, I guess. Not the best way of doing it, but it's a way of doing it. My favorite host has to be DigitalOcean. If you want like a VPS, not good for game hosting. If you want like a work VPS, DigitalOcean's the best way of doing it. If you want like a good dedicated server, I like dedicated.com. I've worked with them for 3 or 4 servers in the past. they're really helpful for me. But that's my personal view on it. And, you know, it's not really designed, and it's a lot more expensive than what you would get on Zap hosting or something. All right. Let's keep taking a look at the forums. So I forgot to ask today, what is your time? What time is it where you are in the chat right now? For everybody watching, what the time it is. I want to see where we are across the map. When I get a hosting, will it be more difficult to find my IP? No one would be able to know your IP, except for you, because you're hosting the server. You can see everybody's IP, but you wouldn't be able to see. No one would be able to get your IP because you're not the one hosting the server. If that makes sense. The server host IP would be public, because that's what you give people to connect. Do. Look at just a collection of old scripts. Yes, it is. Cool. You're in South Africa and it's 19:43 p.m. Pretty late. I'm starting a Q&A. If you want to ask any personal questions, put it in the Q&A. Any good tips to get into making scripts? I like doing scripting in C# for FiveM, which a lot of people don't do. But I'm just more familiar with that language over Lua. But some tips for getting into making scripts. Make sure you have a good scripting system or IDE. I like... If you're using C#, I like Writer. A lot of people use VS Studio. But, you know, it's kind of a choice on whatever you want to use. But good tips to get in scripting. Have a server locally that you use for development. Mess around with it. Make some simple scripts. Recreate scripts that people did. Stuff like that. 9:43 a.m. Hey, look, same time zone as me. Cool. Where are you on the West Coast? I'm in California. It's almost 8 at night from Zen Gaming. I'm California, so it's early in the morning. I like it in the morning. Morning's cool. It's 11:45, so you are East Coast. No, you're not. You're Central. I'm like, you're East Coast. No, that would be 12. I'm just going to be streaming probably for about another 45 minutes or so today. Just messing around, talking to everybody. And then I'm going to go fight Ticketmaster for the second day in a row. Because I would like to go get tickets for a concert. If anybody was on Twitter or the internet, you would understand what concert I'm talking about yesterday. But I'm gonna fight them again today and try to get tickets for a show that's not even coming to my town till next August. X-Star, depends on what you need. If it's FiveM, we are still working that out because I don't know if you were here earlier in the stream, but FiveM has previously told me that's not allowed. But then now people are doing it through Tebex, where it seems like they just ignore it or they allow it through Tebex. But at the same time, they've told me no. So I'm trying to work it out. I don't normally do commission resource work because I'm not the best coder in FiveM, but I'm looking into if I can offer commissions based on help with servers, advisement, management, and resource installs for people having problems. I just haven't gotten a clear answer on that. Once I do, I will announce in Discord if it's something that I can offer. But it depends on what you're looking for. So you can kind of let me know what you're looking for, and I can kind of tell you if it's going to be something I can offer. Oh boy, the AC turned on. Ben said, Ticketmaster. Ah, yeah, me too. I feel the same way. They need to go away. I don't want to pay $50 a ticket in fees because they're stupid. So if you ask me, I'm the best developer. Well, thank you. I like being the best developer. There's so many paid scripts out there now, though, that shouldn't be paid. Which is unfortunate, but... If you remove HUD component? What does it remove? Why does it Isn't the default like... Hold on. Why would you remove the... What did that remove? I don't understand what it removes. That makes no sense. What does it remove? I don't know. It's weird. That's weird. FiveM is odd. They are. I'm not the best coder myself, but I got a few ideas rumbling around that might need help with. I'm a vacay for another week, but if you're interested, we can chat one day. Message me on Discord, and maybe by that point, when you get back, I can actually help a little bit, depending on what FiveM says when I talk to them again. Can you find an ESX radio for me? You can find a bunch on the forums. Just search ESX radio. There has to be like 10 or 15. Hi, do you have possibly a solution for a one-sync issue I have with not being able to see other players in the server? How close to the other players are you? The way one-sync works is the further away you get from a player, they will disappear and disappear from the server list if you do an up arrow. If you're using vMenu, I can show you this. If you're using vMenu, the way to tell who's actually in the server is press open the menu, go to online players, and it will list everybody in the server. It will show that they are in different servers. Like it will say server number 1 or number 2. It doesn't matter. You're still in the same server. If you press up arrow when there's another player, it normally opens a UI. That does not happen with OneSync. It will still open the UI, but you won't be able to see the list of players. You can only see the player within a certain range of where you are on the server. If that makes sense. Maybe that helps a little bit. But OneSync is a weird way of doing it. It just kind of like limits who you can see and kind of makes an individual server for every player and then combines them together when you're close together. But it is default now, so a lot of people have to use it. You can't even see the players in vMenu? Now that's weird. In your server console, does it show that all the players have connected to the same server? Are you sure that it's actually not on different servers? Because that can happen too if you lag out. How do you get EUP clothings for free? You need to be under 10 server slots, and I don't know if you have to be on the beta client anymore, but I still use the beta client. But you have to be under 10 slots on the server. It's not designed for like a production server. You're supposed to pay for Patreon if you want to. How do you set the server slots? It's in your server.cfg file. I don't know if I can scroll down. Hold on one moment. I don't want to leak everything. I'm trying to see if I can leak it without leaking everything. Yes, I can. So you just scroll down. You need to set your max clients to 10 or lower. You can see this server I have it at 8. It used to be 8, but now it's 10. So you just have to set it to your max clients to under 10. I don't know if it requires anything else yet. So your dashboard shows that other players are on. Since you're using Zap hosting, you may want to reach out to them. It could be something in their server configuration that's broken. I've never heard of that happening before. I just have one sync on right in here, and it seems to work perfectly fine. I've never run into an issue like that, but you should be able to, Zap hosting should be able to help with that if they pick up the phone or pick up the chat. How many clothing slots should I get? There's no limit to how many clothing items you can have on your server past what FiveM just crashes at. So you could have unlimited items. You just can't have more than 10 players on your server at one time if you want to use them all for free. There is a limit to what you can use for free. You got to pay if you want over 10 slots on your server and you want to use EUP or any type of clothing. Glad I could try to help with that one. I'm just not that familiar with it, unfortunately, but hopefully you get it fixed. You can have an NPC fight. Yeah, technically you can just download EUP after that. You either pay for Patreon and your server keys enable that, or you set your server slots low enough and you join and it'll work. Though, what they used to, I don't know if they require it anymore, but if they do, you can see I'm using the beta client at the top of the screen. To enable this, you go to your settings, you go to your game, and you make sure your update channel's on beta. They used to require that. I keep it on the beta channel. I don't know if it's required anymore, but it was when I originally started working with it. So the only problem with that is it's really designed for development, so your players would have to be running that too. But they want you to pay for Patreon, pretty much. They have a lot of updates. I'm glad they're updating stuff though. So who likes their new UI? Who likes this new UI setup? I like it. I think it's cool. I think they did a good job on it. I do like it. It's pretty cool. All right, so I'm going to do any last minute questions right now. We're going to keep it at about an hour stream today. And then I will probably stream tomorrow night or early Friday morning. We will see. Great for desktop, bad for Stream Deck? What do you mean? But if anybody has any last minute questions, throw them in chat right now. What if I already make an EUP folder? Is it going to load the clothes when I restart the server? I mean, just install the clothing as it says in the documentation. And go from there. Oh, the new UI. Wait, you can run FiveM on Steam Deck? That's awesome. But yeah, it would probably not be designed for Steam Decks. But if you installed EUP correctly and the EUP system correctly, you should have been able, they should have loaded in, but they would just be random textures until you pay for it. Or you got under the slot numbers. So just make sure it's installed correctly and it should be good. All the servers I've made in videos are standalone servers, except for the videos where I'm installing the core resources for QB Core or ESX. So Most of them are standalone where all the resources just work together because they're all standalone resources. I prefer it that way. I don't like messing with QB Core ESX that much. Though maybe we'll do it in the next live stream. If you guys want me to cover resources that work in ESX and QB Core in the next live stream, we'll do it. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do a live stream dedicated to each core for one day. Do like 4 hours of just installing resources for it. We can do that. That sounds like a cool idea. All right, everyone. Hopefully you can have a good rest of your day. Thank you for tuning in this morning for the last hour. Apologies for the being muted at the beginning. I will double check that before I go live next time. I will be back some point very soon. So have a good rest of your day. And I will see you later on. So thanks so much for watching, everyone. I'll see you next time. Have a good day.